Almost everyone has an amusement park they went to as a kid. For some, it's a small park with one or two coasters and lots of flat rides. For others, it's parks like Cedar Point or Six Flags. These are the stories of those parks and the times we had there. These are the Theme Park Files.
We're sad to see it go, but we're excited about our future.
Sad news for roller coaster junkies. Kings Island says it's tearing down the Vortex.
At the end of the 2019 season, Kings Island, located outside Cincinnati, Ohio, closed Vortex. This coaster, designed by Aerodynamics, had been a favorite and a staple of the park for the past 33 years. Upon its opening in 1987, the ride featured 6 world record-breaking inversions and held the height record at 148 feet. However, both records were surpassed by Shockwave at Six Flags Great America the following year. This coaster's success hides the failure of another, a coaster built with poor engineering and loaded with mechanical problems. It was the first of its kind, a suspended roller coaster that offered an experience like no other. In 1978, Kings Island Park executives were invited to visit Arrow in Mountain View, California. During this visit, they were shown a prototype for a suspended coaster they had designed. These executives partnered with Arrow to build the first full coaster from the new suspended concept, and the Bat was born.
In the shadows of falling darkness, wings of the night creature await their silent signal from the moon. Darting madly through a starless sky, the frenzied flight of the Bat takes you by surprise and leaves you breathless, hanging in midair, captured alive by the Bat. Fly the Bat at Kings Island. It's a non-stop fright.
The Bat opened in 1981 and was an immediate hit among guests. Although the ride only had a top speed of 35 miles an hour, the Bat's seemingly out-of-control swinging offered a new and unique thrill for riders. Waits for the ride were often 3 or more hours. However, these wait times were partly due to the mechanical problems that the coaster faced. The trains, like all other coasters at the time, engaged the lift on the bottom of the cars. Due to the swinging nature of the cars, the lift hill's safety would often break while trying to engage. The brake fins were also on the bottom and would often bend as they came in or out of a brake point. The swinging of the cars and non-banked turns caused the shock absorbers to wear out faster than they should have. All these problems caused the ride to open late or close early most days. At the beginning of the 1982 season, Kings Island closed the Bat indefinitely, claiming it was not operating to the standards guaranteed by the manufacturer, and we decided to close it rather than inconvenience park patrons.
A fleeting shadow risen to life from a nightmare realm. It rides the wind. It will lure you into its spell to explore the dark human motives on which it preys.
In 1983, Kings Island announced the Bat is back. Arrow had made some modifications to the trains, reducing the number of cars from 7 to 6. Additionally, they added shock absorbers to relieve the stress the cars had put on the track. However, the Bat's return was short-lived, as the ride shut down in August of that season, never to reopen. The demolition of the Bat was then announced in November of 1984. In 1987, after the removal of the Bat, Arrow agreed to provide Kings Island with a new coaster, and Vortex was created. The same station was utilized, and many of the footers that were used for the Bat were repurposed for Vortex. However, since the ride closed at the end of the 2019 season, there's no telling what will happen to what's left of the Bat. During its 3-year run, the Bat accommodated a total of 1.8 million riders. Kings Island and Arrow worked hard to tame the Bat's wild nature, but in the end, the ride was just too much to maintain. Those who got a chance to ride the ride loved it, and those who never got to ride it envied those who did.